Hello and welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. Well, I have the pleasure to say that Bangladesh have created history. They got their first ever test win against Australia. They've never won against Australia in the past in test matches, and yes, Bangladesh made history as they completed a 20 runs victory over Australia on the fourth day with Shakib al Hassan, the chief architect, as he went on to pick up his second 10 wicket haul in test matches. What a spell of bowling from Shakib al Hassan. As you know, this pitch was always going to be difficult. I'm going to go through the story as to what really panned out on the fourth day at Dhaka. And before that, I also would like to say that I would also be previewing briefly the fourth ODI which is coming up tomorrow, and this is a very important ODI for Sri Lanka. I've been saying that all through this series, and they have not been able to come up trumps against India. So now the next two ODIs which are coming up in this series assume greater significance for Sri Lanka. If at all they want to make sure, if at all it has to be said that Sri Lanka have already qualified for the World Cup, then it has to be two consecutive wins against India in the fourth and fifth one day international to really cement their place in the World Cup 2019, or else there will be a battle between them and West Indies. Yes, West Indies and West Indies, as you know, they won the test match yesterday, and you can't take them lightly in one days as they will be taking on England. But in fact, Sri Lanka can make sure by winning this, if they win these two one-day internationals which are coming up against India, they would be making sure that they are already qualified. So that is what the Sri Lankan fans would like to happen. And the other news is other cricket news we'll look at. But let's first head towards the 4 days play at the Dhaka cricket ground, and let's see as to what really happened. So as I said yesterday, everything hinged on these two experienced pairs of David Warner and Steven Smith. David Warner, as you know, he was going like a rocket yesterday, and Steven Smith was there, and they're two good players of spin as well. And I also said one thing, even though 156 runs were required, I also mentioned that if at all David Warner and Smith could go a long way, then Australia would have won this. But it was the other way around. David Warner and Smith could not go a long way, and as I said, the inexperience really played a part on a very treacherous pitch, I would say. And finally, the results were there for all to see. Bangladesh fans were absolutely rejoicing. Why not? This was their first ever test win, so this definitely proves that Bangladesh is getting stronger and stronger in test matches now. And this is very good news for Bangladesh, because this is one area that Bangladesh had to improve, and yes, they have been improving by leaps and bounds, I have to say that. So congratulations to Bangladesh. So let's hear the story here as to what happened. So David Warner and Steven Smith resumed on their overnight score, and they were doing a fine job. From 109 for 2, the score was still taken. They added another 62 runs by just carrying on in the vein that they were 158, sorry. David Warner continued to pummel boundaries like what he was doing yesterday, but he was the first victim as Shakib al Hassan, the left arm spinner, gave them their breakthrough, and it was a big wicket that they wanted, because David Warner was running away with it. He was one who could have taken the game away from Bangladesh, but David Warner, well, he collected his 19th test century, and he was gone LBW bowled Shakib al Hassan for 112 runs with 16 fours and 1 6. A marvellous knock from him, unfortunately finishing on the losing side. After that, Steven Smith and Hanscom were in the middle, and Steven Smith, well, he was doing a fine job, but then he tried to leave his crease and went on the attack against Shakib al Hassan, and that proved to be a wrongdoing on the part of Steven Smith. As Steven Smith's wicket was taken, he was gone, 13 runs added to the tally, and it was 171 for 4 for Australia. When Steven Smith was a victim, He was caught behind on the bowling of caught behind by Mushfiqur Rahim behind the stumps of the Shakib al Hassan delivery. He was gone for 37 with 3 boundaries, and after that it was pretty quick work. In fact, Tajul Islam accounted for Peter Hanscom, with Peter Hanscom hitting it to Soumya Sarkar, and Soumya Sarkar taking a brilliant catch. He was gone for 15 with 2 boundaries. Glenn Maxwell, once again it was Glenn Maxwell who tried to attack Shakib al Hassan, and in the process lost his wicket. He was castled by Shakib al Hassan for 14 with 2 boundaries. Matthew Wade was next victim. LBW bowled Shakib al Hassan for 4. Ashton Agar could not last much. He was caught and bowled Tajul Islam for 2. And with the equation really going further away from the Aussies, but there was still hope as after Maxwell was out, it was 199 for 8 and it became 228 for 9 when Nathan Lyon was out to the bowling of Mathias and Miraz for 12, and that left Cummins at the centre on the firing line, and there was only 21 runs still to get. And Cummins in the company of Lyon, once the Maxwell was gone at 199 for 8, Patrick Cummins decided, as he showed in the first innings, his stoutness in defending them, really played some aggressive strokes to wanting to see that they could win the match. As Cummins tried his best, as in one particular over of Mathias and Miraz, he clubbed him for 2 sixes and a boundary, but finally Nathan Lyon was out to the bowling of Mathias and Miraz for 12 2 boundaries, and Patrick Cummins was left stranded, not out on 33 with 3 fours and 2 sixes, as Tajul Islam took care of Hazelwood by getting him LBW. And finally the Australian chapter in the second innings came to an end. 244 all out. The Bangladeshi players were absolutely happy, and why not? Their first ever test win, and that too, the margin was not a big one, but nevertheless Bangladesh will still take it. They won by 20 runs to take a 1-0 lead in the series, the 2 match sets. It's a 2-match series, so it's a 1-win lead. So Bangladesh have definitely covered their bases very well now. Even if Australia, the only thing that Australia can do is go and level the series, or else Bangladesh will be taking the series. So Bangladesh are definitely have the bases covered here. And congratulations to the Bangladesh cricket team. They have been doing very well. They have been performing very well in test matches, and that was one area of concern for Bangladesh. But I think they are doing a marvelous job here. I mean, they have already scalped Zimbabwe, they scalped Sri Lanka, New Zealand. So they are doing a wonderful job. Let's have a look at the bowling figure. Shakib al Hassan getting his second 10-wicket haul in Test cricket, and it would be a very significant test for Shakib al Hassan in his 50th test, bowling 28 overs, 7 minutes, 85 runs and 5 wickets. He also got the Man of the Match award, as he not only took a 10-wicket bag, he also hit 78, I reckon. So basically got a 50. Mathias and Miraz, 19 overs, 3 minutes, 2 for 80 for Mathias and Miraz. Nasir Hussain, 3 overs, 2 done for 2. Shakib al Hassan, I've already spoken about. Tajul Islam also chipped in with 3 for 60, did a fine job in the second innings. And Mustafiz Rahman, have a look at that. 1 over for 8 runs, the primary strike bowler. So definitely one knows that it's all about spin here. And as I said in the beginning of the series itself, when I previewed the Australia-Bangladesh test series, I said that spin is going to be the mantra, and spin has been the mantra. And as I said, it was not an easy pitch to bat on. So full credit to David Warner for really taking the attack to the rival camp to hit a very brisk 112, which really was taking the game away from Bangladesh. But nevertheless, Bangladesh managed to win this, and they deserve due credit for this. So now I'm going to turn the attention on to the preview of the 4th ODI, which is coming up. As I already said, the 4th ODI, which is coming up between India and Sri Lanka, is a very interesting one, especially for Sri Lanka. It's a very significant one. They can't afford to lose this 4th ODI. If at all they lose their 4th ODI, they will have to wait, whether they have to really wait, and then the tussle will be between Sri Lanka and the West Indies. As I said, it will be Sri Lanka who will be waiting for the outcome between West Indies and England to really know as to what happened. So But if they win these two balanced one-day ODIs against India, they're making sure they are in fact pushing West Indies out of the World Cup 2019. In the sense, West Indies have to qualify and Sri Lanka can make sure. So they still have a chance. So one would be hoping India have already won the series, so they have nothing to worry about. So let's have a look at Sri Lanka. But Sri Lanka, unfortunately, at this point of time, and at a crucial time, I would say, where they are having a lot of injury problems. And injury problems have been following the Sri Lankan team right from the beginning. There's no doubt about it, whether it is test matches, one-day matches. And now I have to say that the next problem is that now they have a new captain. Lasith Malinga is the captain, as Chamura Kapagadra is the previous captain, is out of the ODIs with an injury, unfortunately. So Lasith Malinga takes his place. The Sri Lankan, Nirosh Dikwala, Danishka Tilaka should be back, or probably they can bring in Dilshan Munavira, one does not know. Kushal Mendes, Lairu Tirimani, everyone have to really give their 100% tomorrow if at all Sri Lanka wants to make sure that they win the fourth ODI. Well knows that India is in some great form, there's no doubt about it, but the Sri Lanka's opportunity would be there probably if India are planning to actually experiment with some youngsters, as India have already wrapped up the ODI series. So that's an opportunity for Sri Lanka to see whether they can capitalize and get two victories under the belt. But as I said, it's not going to be easy. India definitely has a wealth of talent, and it's going to be interesting. I think the Sri Lankan team is looking strong, but it's all about translating it into the field here. Tisra Pereira, Akila Dhananjaya, Dushmita Chamila. So the team is looking composed. I think, according to me, the team is looking strong on paper. But if everything can come together, Angelo Matthews has not had a very good knock at all, and it's high time for him to come to the party for sure. And Tisra Pereira too. So it will be an interesting one. And let's see what are India planning. One does not know whether India is going to experiment. Looking at the composition here, Manish Pandey might be slotted in. So Manish Pandey, I'm trying to see as to whose place he will be taking. Manish Pandey, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan. Yes, probably. So Manish Pandey could be playing tomorrow. And Manish Pandey, we all know, is a very, very consistent player and a wonderful player at that. And also in the bowling department, it could be probably, we could see Bhuvaneshwar Kumar being rested, and the Mumbai bowler Shardul Thakur might get a look in as well. So it's very interesting. So as I said, they might have an opportunity for Sri Lanka here to see whether they can win the match. So, but again, as I said, it's easier said than done, I would say. And this match is going to be played at the Ketarama surface in Colombo, and it says that there could be some interruptions too in play due to rain. There's a chance that there could be an afternoon or evening showers. Let's see what else beckons at the Ketarama in Colombo. Lasith Malinga is on to a very good record. He just needs one more wicket tomorrow to have 300 ODI wickets in his career, and if he does that, he would be the fourth Sri Lankan bowler to do so. And incidentally, on the other end of the spectrum, India, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the former captain, is playing his 300th ODI, and he becomes the 20th cricketer to play that. And also Dhoni is on the verge of a record as well, because Kumar Sangakkara is the one who holds the record for the most number of stumpings in one-day internationals, that is 99, and Dhoni is also unbeaten on 99 as far as stumpings are concerned. And it could well be that Dhoni, if at all he makes one more stumping, he would have breached the 100 mark. I mean, it would have reached the 100 mark, and he would be the first cricketer to do so. This is the first wicketkeeper wicketkeeper to do so in one-day internationals. So that is something that I want to share. Now let's have a look at some cricket news here. As far as cricket news is concerned, I have to start with the very sad news coming from Pakistan. Unfortunately, match fixing is still rampant, I would say, and that is not good news. Pakistan Cricket Board has come very heavily on Shakib Khan, the aggressive opening batsman from Pakistan, who has been banned for 5 years on corruption allegations. One is told that he was involved in the Pakistan Super League 2017. So he has been banned for 5 years. So I think Shakib Khan was an upcoming good opening batsman. He also played in the T20 World Cup, as you would remember. He's an aggressive opening bloke, and I thought he has really, I would say, hit a hammer onto his career here by doing, if at all, he has already, that's the reason he has been banned for 5 years with the Pakistan Cricket Board. The other news is coming in from South Africa, and amidst a lot of speculation, finally the news is out that Otis Gibson, the current England coach, bowling coach, current coach has now shifted, and he would be the new coach for the South African cricket team. So that is one thing. So South Africa has scalped Otis Gibson, I would say, from England. And other than that, Josh Hazlewood, who is out of the Test series against Bangladesh and also on the Indian tour, will be replaced by the spinner Steve O'Keefe, who did a marvelous job against India in the one particular Test match. Well, other than that, dear fans, I'm trying to see what else can I really talk about. I'm just trying to see whether there is one thing that I would like to talk about. And yesterday, I would like to talk about a game in the Caribbean Premier League, and what a game that was. Sohail Tanvir was the hero in that particular game. The match was played between the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and it was between Guyana Amazon Warriors and the other team being the Barbados Tridents. And Sohail Tanvir from the Guyana Amazon Warriors sunk the Barbados Tridents to defeat by bowling them out for 59. What a spell of bowling from Sohail Tanvir of Guyana Amazon Warriors. In fact, Guyana Amazon Warriors batting first, they made 158. Out of that, the contributions from Walton, 20 of 16, 3 fours. Jason Mohammed played a good hand, 42 of 35, 3 fours, 2 sixes, and 27 of 28 from Asad Fadad, 1 4, 1 6, and Primus Club 2 sixes with a knock of 21 of 17 deliveries. That was the match. 158 for 8 was the tally that Guyana Amazon Warriors put on the board. The wicket takers, 1 for 23 for Parnell, 2 wickets apiece to Rampal and Akil Hussain. Akil Hussain, the spinner, bowled excellently. 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 19 for him. And let's have a look at the Barbados Tridents. The Barbados Tridents were totally synced in by none other than Sohail Tanvir. What a spell of bowling. In fact, he picked up 5 wickets. Look at his bowling figures. The Barbados Tridents put up a very shoddy display of batting as they were bowled out for 59, but look at the bowling figures from Sohail Tanvir. It really makes great rating. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 runs, and he picked up 5 wickets to see to it that the Barbados Tridents were no match for Guyana Amazon Warriors as they were bowled out for 59. Primus 2 overs, 1 for 9. Rashid Khan capitalized on that. 3.4 overs, no maiden, 3 for 15. 2 overs for 11. Emrit Parmal, 1 over 5. And Sohail Tanvir, what a brilliant bowling performance from Sohail Tanvir. And look at that batting order from Barbados Tridents. Kieron Pollard, the captain, was out for a duck. Morgan got his first game yesterday, and he disappointed. He was out for a duck. And they were all victims of Sohail Tanvir. In fact, Sohail Tanvir, if you look at the wickets that Sohail Tanvir took, you will see that he really whipped the cream of this particular team, Barbados Tridents. Dwayne Smith was caught Ronke, bowled Sohail Tanvir for 2. Kane Williams was caught Primus, bowled Sohail Tanvir for naught. Morgan was LBW, bowled Sohail Tanvir for naught. Pollard was caught Ronke, bowled Sohail Tanvir for naught. And then he also picked up Wahab Riaz, clean bowl for naught. That's how he picked up his 5 wickets. Imran Khan 1. Akil Hussain made 17 of 25, was the highest scorer, Akil Hussain. 11 from Nicholas Puran. Springer made 14. Rashid Khan took care of the other people. And what a victory, but what a spell of bowling from Sohail Tanvir. To bowl 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 runs and 5 wickets. It's a dream bowling spell. And Sohail Tanvir take a bow. Wonderful bowling performance, I thought, from Sohail Tanvir. Now, there is also another match which is going on. I'm trying to see whether I can actually give you some live cricket updates. Yes, I can give you. Jamaica Talabas made 157 for 5 of their 20 overs, and right now the Patriots batting is underway, and just 4 balls have been bowled and they won for no loss. So other than that, I'm not going to go into that right now. It's about time for me to say good night on this cricket show, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you.